Sunday evening football in the Ray and Nephew Jamaica Premier League. It's the evening skies in Kingston and St Andrew, Jamaica. And we're here at the Stadium Eastfield on the grounds of the National Stadium for Cavalier against Montego Bay United. Two-time champions Cavalier, four-time champions Montego United. And what a big encounter this is shaping up to be. Cavalier, of course, sitting third in the table and doing great things so far. Montego United with work to do outside of the top six, but opportunities for them today. And both coaches were on hand with Dwight Jeremiah. Let's hear what they had to say. Rudolph Speed and Neda Dos Santos.
Coach Speed, one of your two losses this season has come against this team, Montego Bay United. What do you think you have to do different tonight to overturn or turn around that result?
A lot more things, because the truth is they are on form now, plus they have added a lot of good talented attackers. So, but we don't boast the best defense in the league for nothing. So it's going to be one of the better attacks against one of the best defense in the league. And I think whoever win that battle will win the game.
To talk about the best defense in the league, you have some of the better players in the league as well, young talent that is, but you will have to do the job tonight without a lot of them. Talk to me about that.
Oh yes, Ming is out, probably the best defender in the league on cards. Chanel and King is overseas on trials, and I have 6 players, national under 20 players out today too, so I'm down 9 really. But that's how life goes.
I mean, you pick these talented players, and you know this is what is going to happen. Certainly, you have a plan for it. But what I want to ask you as well, you're going so well in the league. You must be thinking, this is a real chance this season to lift the title.
Oh, that's always our aim. But we don't really use the preseason for that. What we do is to develop players and to identify our best 11, and then when it comes to the playoff time, we know exactly what to do, who can do what in what circumstances. So that is kind of a little bit of how we operate.
Coach Santos, scoring 22 goals in 15 games is really good, but conceding 24 in that same amount of game doesn't make for the best reading. What do you think that you need to do to really correct that?
Of course, the majority of those have been done in the first round. Now we are in the second round, so we start from the scratch. So of course we need to be more concentrated in our defense system and to avoid goals. So, but it's important always to score more than concede.
Yeah, most definitely. You're in this game today. You said top 6 is the aim in this second round. You're up against one of the top 3 teams in the league, but a team that you did beat earlier this season. What do you expect of this game today?
Extremely tough. Cavalier is one of the best teams in the island, but as we know, Jamaica Premier League is very balanced. There is no big difference between top and bottom, so we have a good team also. So we came here to fight, play good football and try 3 points.
Last time out, we saw that you had to make some adjustments in your team because it was just not playing well enough the middle of the park, just allowing the balls to go forward too much. Are we going to see some of those players you brought on in this game getting starts today?
For sure, they will be there. Those players will be there for definitely.
Yeah, interesting views. Cavalier with a reduced squad. Nothing unusual for Rudolph Speed. Montego United won the match earlier this season in that 1-0 win, a rare defeat for Cavalier. And as you could see from the results last season, Cavalier winning 2-1, and there was a 0-0 draw as well as a 2-2 draw the season before, and then Cavalier winning at 3-0. So Montego United, not a lot of success in recent years in terms of victories against Cavalier, but the last time out they did find that 1-0 win. And to keep a clean sheet against this Cavalier team, quite diverse in attack and lots of goal scorers as well, that was a big deal. And Cavalier, who also boasts the best defensive record, as you heard Rudolph Speed say earlier, will be looking to make life very difficult for this Montego United team, who are in pretty good form. You look at Montego United, 2 wins out of their last 5, their last match, coming back from a 2-goal deficit to earn a draw against Waterhouse as well. So they're doing good work, both on the pitch and in the transfer window as well. And with their strike force, that senior partnership of Owen Gordon and Brian Brown, two previous Golden Boot winners, you like to think that Mobe are a dangerous attacking unit. Dwight Jeremiah is still with me, and Dwight, both these teams in good form at the moment. It should make for a spectacle here at the Stadium East Field.
It really should, because Cavalier unbeaten in 5, Montego Bay unbeaten in 4. So yeah, perfect game for a good contest, perfect form you'd want to say for a good contest tonight. Montego Bay United, as they walk out, we saw the last time on Monday, donning the kit that takes us back to Seba United, resembling what Seba United used to look like, which is what they've morphed from into Montego Bay United. And we know a lot about Seba United producing some really good talents that went on to represent Jamaica. So we're looking forward to, in their team, they have a lot of varied nationalities in terms of Brazilian, a lot of Brazilians sprinkling across, because yeah, their coach is Brazilian as well. And St. Lucian, I think, also in there as well. So good team Montego Bay is morphing into. And Cavalier of youngsters, always morphing that team. We pause for the playing of the national anthem. Lovely sounds there of the Jamaican national anthem as the teams go through their pleasantries. Bay United, as you said, at home last match week against Waterhouse at the Montego Bay Sports Complex, and Waterhouse certainly took it to them in the first half, but they recovered so well, Mobe, to earn a draw, and that was something that was missing in the last couple of seasons from Mobe, that level of fight, that determination and resilience. As we see the quartet of officials, referee Narissa Golson to lead them, Mojali Gale, Sharina Lane and Okita Nicholson, the assistants. Okita Nicholson, of course, the fourth official. As we see Nevon Turner, who has on the captain's armband for Mobe United, and Gadale Irvin, the most recent of captains for Cavalier. So many players absent, as Rodolphe Speed said as well. King out, Ming in terms of cards. Kyle Ming, obviously the regular captain, and King, as well as Shadil Thomas away in Scotland with St. Johnstone on a trial basis. So this is how they'll shape up with a 4-3-3. Jadine White still between the sticks, and Giovanni Leng. Alex Xavier Gooden comes into the starting lineup, the young schoolboy from St. Andrew Technical. Gadale Irvin, who's been in good form. Jerome McCleary, goal scorer last time out. Mackerson Cadet, the player from Turks and Caicos, he comes into the lineup as well. Dwayne Allen, Dwayne Atkinson, Busy Atkinson, who was supposed to go as well on trial and visa issues while he is still here. Shamar Watson, Orlando Russell and Jamara Calvin, their leading goal scorer, is the starting 11. I tell you what, most teams are not fooled by the fact that he's missing players. This Cavalier team always come and they struggle, they say, with players, but they always find a way to win.
Shuffles his talent very well, as does Nida dos Santos, who is the head coach of Mobe United. They'll be with a 4-3-3 as well. William Ferreira, one of the better goalkeepers we've seen this season across the Premier League, the Brazilian, between the sticks. Hospitales, a Trinidad and Tobago player, is in defence for as well. Korea, another Brazilian. Ronaldo Wellington, one of two brothers in the squad. Nevon Turner, the captain. Jordan Fletcher returns to the starting lineup, fresh from his play in India. Shrimanam President Gordon Brown and Ferreira complete the starting 11.
Yeah, interested to see Gordon and Brown together again. And Gordon put in a man-of-the-match performance last time out. And the experience of those two players really giving Montego Bay United a proper focal point.
Instead of going with a 3-5-2 or a 4-4-2, Mobe have opted for a 4-3-3. this evening. So 3 forwards, Gordon Brown and President, who finished that game so well. Dwight Jeremiah against Waterhouse, President from the wide areas. He is a St. Lucia national that you spoke of. He is into the starting lineup today. They're number 16. Mobe in the full red with black trim, and Cavalier in their well-known full white.
Yeah, I did ask him that question in the interview because he really had difficulties coping with Waterhouse in that last game they played. The midfield really not working well, not threatening up front. I did say some of those changes he made second half really worked for him, and he opted to start with them today. They've earned their spot, and that's always good for players working with coaches. When you put in the work and get the results, they support you and give you a start.
There's Rodolphe Speed, as he said, 9 players out, if you include the ones on transfer duties or trial or away on trials, versus the players out in terms of the under-20 duties, because a very youthful squad. Rodolphe Speed, 6 of his youngsters out because of the under-20 national selections, as well as 3 out. 1 due to cards, which is Kyle Ming, the captain, and he's a big loss, as he rightfully said, one of the best centre-backs in the league for a couple of seasons now, Kyle Ming. But he's surprised he probably hasn't seen more call-ups to the national squad.
A smart man he is, Speed, and has won the title with these youngsters. He would have known that with these talent, as he said, pre-season is about developing the talent, and he's always about sending them away to get opportunities. So he would have prepared for that, and does have a deep squad in terms of talents to choose from.
Mackerson Cadet, who has played in that centre-back role before, from the Turks and Caicos Islands, young 20 or 22-year-old, he's playing in that centre-back role instead of Ming. There's Nader dos Santos, his second stint as Montego Bay. Over a decade ago, he was at the helm at Mobe United. Back here now and looking to make a difference, has coached all over the Caribbean, including Guyana, the Cayman Islands, to name a couple. Has also coached across the league at different teams as well. Was at Village United too, was Nader dos Santos. Yeah, Village United, what has come of them?
Well, you know, a lot of the players went on to Montego Bay United as well, and I think that's why you saw the tie and the fact he was at Village and then went on to Montego Bay United. That was the case. Orville Powell merged with the Village then owner, and a lot of that, you know, happened.
Hence they're no more.
They're no more. I think the closest thing to them now, Falmouth United, where a lot of the players, some players that had some ties to Village, are there. They're playing in the Tier 2 competition.
Of course, Mobe United, formerly Seba United, they won 2 titles under the name Seba, one in the 90s and one in the early 2000s. And then 2 as Mobe United, 2013-14 and 2015-16, which is the last time they won. Owain Gordon, their number 27, was that leading goal scorer of the year when they won in 2015-16, scored 19 goals, was the Golden Boot winner in the Premier League that year. So lots of experience now, 32 years of age. Owain Gordon did score against Waterhouse as well, one of those 2 goals last match week. And his strike partner, Brian Brown, who's came into the squad before him and has added 4 already on the season. He was the Golden Boot winner in 2013-14, but it wasn't for Mobe United, it was for Harbour View at the time, even though Mobe United won the title that season. Brian Brown, and when you add what they have scored some 79 goals, Dwight, between them in terms of Premier League goals. So lots of experience and production there.
Yeah, and that's the experience that Montego Bay United has at the top there, and Speed spoke about that.
Driving forward, and Ferreira is brave, gets down. It's a corner, says Nerissa Golson. Wasn't backing out at all. To make out who that was driving into the box. In the box there, Montego Bay United employing a man-to-man mark. You can hear that in the microphones. No zonal system in there. Orlando Russell causing problems. Away this time by Mobe, whose recent form has been a breath of fresh air for Nader dos Santos. And he's obviously done some good business in the market as well. Jordan Fletcher coming in. And what do you think make of Jordan Fletcher playing in a central midfield role?
I mean,
Here he is.
He has good technical ability, and as such, I find players with that can slot into those areas.
Well, some defending now. Here is Atkinson. Weak shot. Was behind him in the end, Atkinson. But yeah, Fletcher to playing in a midfield role, very unusual. Of course, has made the highlight reels playing as a forward, and the most prolific of them in 2016 at the schoolboy level with Cornwall College when they lifted the title, scored over 30 goals. Scored already this season as well, Jordan Fletcher, who is fresh from coming from India, played in India for some time in the Premiership there. A man who scored 16 goals in his Premier League career, local Premier League career. Handball from Wellington. Just his brother, just himself in the starting lineup today, and he gets a yellow card, Wellington. So intentional handball is a thought from Nerissa Golson. Ronaldo Wellington. His brother Renardo is on the bench. Did start in the game against Waterhouse, but did get some criticism about his work at left back. It was in that half-back. He was guilty of one of the goals that were conceded.
Yeah, didn't deal with that well. The header that came across, or his header, just became an assist as well. So yeah, that wasn't a performance that covered himself in glory.
Wall being set up now by Mobe. Gadale Irvin with his left foot might favour this from this angle. Dwayne Busy Atkinson. We know what he can deliver from set pieces as well. I think if it's going to be Atkinson, it won't be a shot on goal. It would be whipping it into the back post for one of his teammates. Irvin goes for goal. Bounces just in front of Ferreira and makes it difficult for him, but he does well.
Yeah, really difficult. Always when the ball just bounces in front of the goalkeeper, I tell you, it's a difficult one to deal with. We saw that one, and that one was on target as well. So Ferreira, some credit, just got his body behind it. And in the end, give his team a chance to defend in an organised way again.
Corner, and Dwayne Atkinson kicks nothing but air on that occasion. And Mobe hack it away. Still can't get away convincingly. Now with Fletcher to Ferreira.
Who is their dead ball specialist, did assist one of those goals against Waterhouse from set play.
Yeah, his deliveries were a bit inconsistent though.
Yeah, started a bit flat, but once he got the right trajectory, it was...
Nice pass there to Turner. Turner inside! And it's just over the top of the body in the end. And over the top.
Yeah, just met the attacker, didn't know much about it, but was some worrying moment there for White.
Yeah, and it was Gregson President getting into the area, the 27-year-old St. Lucian. Into the 10th minute, still yet to see the first goal.
Montego United, as the Santos did say, confirmed that, yeah, aiming for the top 6, and why not? He's within striking distance. Started this game in 8th position on 20, well, currently as the started on 19 points this game.
Yeah, the live table would have them at 20, of course, which Still leaves them in 8th position.
Yeah, but a good chance for them. Waterhouse, with their win apparently, is now in the 6th position on 23 points.
Waterhouse have bumped Dumble Holding out of the playoff spot, so that's a change which has been well, begging to happen from a Waterhouse perspective over the last 2 match weeks. And with that win today, a tough one, it ended up against Lime Hall. Lime Hall really making a match of it. 1-0 it finished.
Yeah.
So
conceded in the 55th minute.
Yeah. So Waterhouse a big 3 points, and Dumble Holding, their last few results have been a bit disappointing from their standpoint. They now fall out of the playoff spots.
Yeah, it's been they picked up 1 point out of a possible 9 Dumble Holding in their last 3 games. So that there you have it. So Montego being 8th, a win could also see them leapfrogging Dumble Holding because they do have a better goal difference.
I would go further to say 1 out of their last 4 matches, so 1 out of their last 12, Dwight Jeremiah, if you think about it. 3 losses out of their last 4 games and a draw. So it's even worse for Dumble Holding.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they've really been struggling there. But opportunities for Mobay. A win today would take them up to 22 points, and their goal difference is better than Dumble Holding. So in fact, it would get worse. Right.
So Dumble Holding would be
8th,
pushed down to 8th, and Montego Bay just a point behind the top 6. So that'd be good for them.
Cavalier, of course, in 3rd position. So a win today, unless it's a really expansive win, they can't leapfrog Portmore United, because Portmore have a 5-goal advantage on them in terms of goal difference. The goal difference 18 compared to Cavaliers 13. So
mathematically possible, but as you say,
yeah,
that have to be
unlikely.
a big one. Yeah,
right,
unlikely.
Nice pass by Fletcher. Finds Turner. Turner, good delivery to the back post. Well, Jadine White is there. Man of the match in their last TV game. Jadine White. Undefeated in their last 8 games, Cavalier. Some run. The best in the Premier League.
Free kick there. I think Fletcher might soon get the attention of the referees. Wearing a different colour tights under that red short. So we've seen players asked to either make it not so obvious or remove it.
Nice from Gordon. Plays a 1-2, gets it back. Gordon, good pace about him, the 32-year-old, and that probably comes off him. I guess Cadet is not sure and just keeps it in play. Best defensive record in the Premier League. Cavalier does 9 goals conceded in over 15 games now. In fact, they're the only, 9 goals. So,
yeah, 9
as
goals.
I want to say, they're the only team in single digits, but obviously if they have 9.
Yeah. And the best record.
Yeah, the best record. And to give them credit as well, they have had to shake up their defense line quite a bit, Cavalier, in terms of personnel. No Ming, no King at times. So Watson has played in that position, so too has Cadet. And they've still managed to remain solid. There was a period even in the goalkeepers were changing quite a bit. Cavino Bartlett was in the number 1 position. Then Jadine White came back in, so Jadine White making it his own now. So what it means is that the entire squad just well drilled defensively.
And they have to be, because there's always going to be rotations and players going away and called up because of the nature of the composition of the Cavalier team. Bulk of youngsters, lots of talent. I think Cavalier has a cap on the age that you can join the club.
Well, this could be dangerous. Gordon went for the first time finish, didn't really have much help. Just trying to sneak that into the near post. Ling thinks that White should have gone for it. White was saying it was too deep. He didn't want to go out of position. There's Dwayne Ambersley. Did captain this team to a Premier League title under their Mobe name last time out. That same 2015-2016 season, he was a skipper. Did lace up his boots the last couple seasons and make a few appearances, and actually 2 seasons ago probably helped Mobe to stay up. He played some crucial games for them. Did Dwayne Ambersley, even at his age of what, 42 I think he is now, so let's say he was 40-41 at the time. Played in that defensive midfield role, but it was his leadership. He really got the best out of the other players, played as a player coach.
But based on the Montego Bay set up now on the composition, no need, there's not a chance that he got a kick of it this time around.
I did ask Neil Santos about it, and he said, you know, he did really good things, but he was like, you know, Dwayne at 42 now, you know, he wouldn't really be asking him to do that, and he thinks that now they have, you know, grown this Mobe team, and they've got players that
on the new ownership as well,
and the leadership, and the new ownership. And he's impressed with how Turn has taken on the leadership as well. So let's see. For sure, their performances are improved. As I said, sitting 8th. Before they were in and around the relegation area, if not in it.
Yeah.
Here's Cavalier. Allen, nice pass. Looking for Atkinson, who is too quick for the ball.
And Montego Bay, they did benefit from that season when there's no relegation, that final season,
because they finished last, or second to last.
They did down that place. So, but no, not looking like a team that is going to be caught into that for sure. More looking for the top half of the season. Top half of the table, sorry.
Yeah. Jordan Fletcher. Doesn't look too good for him at the moment.
Some players been asked to warm up. Another player that was not in the squad the last time also been asked to warm up. That's Courtney Allen, who was out.
Yeah, I was looking at Fletcher and thinking to myself that he did look a little chunky. Dwight Jeremiah, a little bigger than normal.
When he was at Mount Pleasant at one point, did look that way to me as well. So
there's
not
Courtney
want to
Allen.
shed the weight so quickly. Yeah. Former player at Spot Valley High, and I think was with Falkland last season as well. Yeah, spent some time at Harbour View.
He's been around,
and I think Cavalier at one point. So yeah, talented youngster in schoolboy football with Spot Valley. Did help them make a deep run at one point.
Into the area with a deep throw is Cavalier. Comes back to Ling, who unleashes the effort, but it's over the top. Has been known to score from time to time, Giovanni Ling. Nothing this season for him, though. Wellington. Back to his goalkeeper. Wellington was a part of that successful Rossi's unit back in 2017. Himself and his brother. And in fact, Daniel Reid, who is on the bench from Mobe United as well. Of course, they were coached by Vassal Reynolds, who we saw earlier, who has the reins of Humber Lion now.
Lost earlier, didn't show. I didn't get a chance to speak with him about it.
Hospitalis from the wide area into the box. Nice delivery, but the execution is way off target. Tried to flick it up for the acrobatic finish, did Brian Brown, but when he flicked it up, I don't think it went high enough. So he ended up lifting it higher with a bicycle kick.
Yeah, it didn't come down in time, and he was being rushed all the time because it was being closed down by defenders.
Nice pass from Hospitalis, Daniel Hospitalis, in the left back role.
Probably did better serve not to put it up in the air. Brown, yeah.
From Trinidad and Tobago, Hospitalis.
One of 2 Trinis in the team at the moment, at the centre back. Trinidad from Trinidad as well. Also played in the US Trinidad for FC Miami City and Forward Madison FC as well. So
yeah, well, Hospital is 24 years of age, the left back. So that's some of the business that they did in the transfer market, bringing in two Trinidadians and
in the
St.
defensive
Lucia.
unit. Yeah, Trinidadians were in the defensive unit. Trinidad, 27 years of age.
This is him on the ball now.
Yeah.
Very heavy player, Trinidad. Physical as well.
Was at fault for one of the goals against that easy header. Did move forward to really apply pressure. But I guess with time, this team will gel with all these different nationalities and a lot of them coming in January.
Good skill there. Finds Brown, who's looking to turn it. Does seem like there was a foul on the edge of the area.
I believe so too. Yeah, well, there you go. Belatedly, just looking for the advantage. Goes, but yeah, she's right. I've in the past had issues or question with sometimes her game management. I've spoken about it, but I will say what I think, but also give credit as well based on what I think, and that's
it's a foul, but I think she was trying to play the advantage.
So I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'm fine.
FIFA official Narissa Golson on the female panel. But yeah, I just thought there was a point where even the pace of the male game was exposing her a bit, but she's obviously gone away and done some work. Her last couple games have looked better in terms of how she's managed it. And that is important as well, as you say, the management of it and timing.
Yes.
So, yeah. Well, Ferreira, their number 10, is their regular dead ball taker. Jordan Fletcher, though, is eyeing this one. He is good from a dead ball as well. Let's see. It is Fletcher. It is on target. And it is saved by Jadine White, who looks to release right away. It's a difficult one, yeah, and Atkinson can't keep it in. Atkinson limping a bit too. I'm not sure if he's 100%. Jordan Fletcher with a free kick though moments ago. And I guess he will say to Ferrer that I think I score more of them than you. Ferreira though is consistently good from the dead ball. Can't say he scores many.
I think mainly for the ones that you'd have to set up where there's a second phase to the dead ball, but direct
in terms of goal scoring.
Yeah, I guess Fletcher is going to claim those.
Under pressure is the fourth official. Dwayne Allen handling the ball there. Not sure if Neda dos Santos thought it should have been a card. Akita Nicholson was settling things.
Yeah.
Cavalier away, strong defending. Cavalier unable to break down this Mobe defense so far this season, have failed to score. Mobe have been very solid. Mobe not boasting the best defensive record. They've already conceded 24 goals this season, even though their last few performances have been good, but yet for some reason Cavalier just couldn't break them down, even though Cavalier have been so fluent in terms of goal scoring.
I think it came pretty early in the season as well, because as well Cavalier was busy with the Caribbean Club Championship,
and Mobe were most vulnerable.
Yeah, but I think Cavalier was, you know, distracted with the Caribbean Club Championship.
Here, no,
so far. But no, it was still a good performance from Montego Bay to get past them as well. And if it was difficult for Cavalier, then it has gotten even more difficult with the acquisition that Montego Bay United has done.
Mobe into the air, there's a deflection, and it will be a corner. just about 25 minutes gone. Mobay United, they have yet another corner. And we spoke about Dwayne Atkinson struggling, and I'm telling you, Dwight Jeremiah, I don't think he's going to be able to continue. Just saw him grimace about 5 minutes ago and was limping around, and I think his evening is done.
Yeah, and then with Cavalier missing a lot of players, 9 in total, to see Busy come off in this game is another blow.
Ronaldo Robinson warming up. No, not them.
It looks like pensive there, Speed, in terms of who and what he may have to do in consultation with his technical team if Atkinson not be able to continue.
Ferreira to take the corner for Mobay United. Towards the near post, Brown looks to get the flick on. Appeals for handball. Mobay still with the possession. Turner into the area. It's broken up yet again. Very crowded at the moment. Nice ball spread right to Ferreira. Inside now, chance. And it's blocked by Giovanni Ling. And Orlando Russell trying to get away but gives up possession. It will be a Mobay throw.
I think Dwayne Atkinson will push on again and try to get back on. We just got something for the pain and get to strap that.
Left seems like a bit of a groin issue though. It's high up on the inside of the left leg. And I'm not so sure how long that will last. There are players warming up. Let's see. I think they'll probably see if he can make it to the half time.
Which is still a long way away.
What you don't want is for him to make it any worse and then he's out for a longer period. Gordon. Flick pass, looking for Brown, over the top. Ling reads it.
Brown just looking to let fly, wanted to pull the trigger, but just wouldn't come down for him in time.
Ling with the tackle, and it's out for a throw. Nice battle going on with himself and Hospitalis on that occasion. Bit of pushing. The drums have picked up again. You think the players hear the drum roll? You think it makes a difference for them on the park?
Depending on the ones that know the drums are here for them, maybe it does. And yeah, the 12 man is always something, and you get the vibe behind you. I know in a different sport here in Jamaica, it does really make a difference when you get around to the Boys and Girls Athletic Championship. It really does make a difference. But yeah.
Jadine White is down now. Not sure the issue. But on comes the physio. There's Lavelle Palmer in deep conversation. Passing on some advice. He's actually been here quite a while. Spotted him in the stands early as well. And having quite a bit to say.
Yeah, he did come over and say hi to me at one point. So yeah, been here for a while.
Big Harbour View player was Lavelle Palmer. Download the SportsMax app today. Download it from your Google Play or the Apple App Store. We know they have it already, the Cavalier fans. And take in your sporting content of choice. And you can watch the Jamaica Premier League on it as well. Watch it on the app as well as watching it live. There's Nicholas Hamilton, who still has not made his way back into the Cavalier squad, out due to injury. Did think that he would have been back within 2 weeks. I think 2 weeks has elapsed now, so it's going a little longer than you would have liked. There's Kyle Ming, the injured captain, who is out. Actually not out on injuries, actually out on cards, Kyle Ming. Let me not call down injuries on Cavaliers number 15.
He wouldn't like that.
Yeah.
He wants to be back after his service suspension.
Card accumulation for Ming. That would be a big loss for this defense line. But as I said, it's had quite a few changes this season for one reason or another, whether national duties, cards, injuries, and yet they've still managed to boast the best defensive record, just conceding 9 goals all season.
And also sitting at the top of the table. Oh, well, third in the table, sorry. So
they were top at one point.
Yeah.
Ball into the air, that's too deep, that's wasted. Disappointing delivery. That time it was the Antiguan national, Calvin. Here goes Dwayne Allen in his central midfield role, but driving forward.
That was good strength shown by.
The ball launched into the air from Correa. Doesn't kick the ball into the stands, but launches it into the air, and he's going to go into the book. He wants to hear nothing from referee Golson. And I can imagine that most of what Correa is saying will be in Portuguese. So she won't be understanding it, referee Golson.
But the gesticulation for her will suggest and let her know that it's all about dissent. And as such, the yellow card.
He thought he was just bodying Allen legally, but she said no. Did look for some of the time that it was a shoulder-to-shoulder battle, but
32nd minute
yeah.
Caution issued to Montego United number 6, Lucas Correa.
Few matches ago, Lucas Correa, a few match weeks ago, was the player to watch. Not only the player to watch, but was the most valuable player. Chance at the back post. Ferreira handles easily.
Yeah, almost been caught out with that ball played back across. That second phase of the free kick. Like I said so often, the teams tend to be focused on that first phase, and the second phase, as a defending team, not dealt with as it should.
Little over 10 minutes to go in the first half. Still no goals in it. Pretty even play, it must be said.
Not a whole lot of goal mouth activity, you have to say as well.
Wasted possession there by Montego United, which must be a bit frustrating for them. And they have had quite a few travelling fans. Nothing surprising by that as well, because Montego, a big unit in terms of support, and quite a few of them in the stands. Janae, have you found any?
I definitely have, Chris. I'm here with Vincent, a supporter of Montego Bay United, supporting them for 2 decades. What brings you here today? You said you traveled from 3 o'clock in the evening. Was it a quick drive to Kingston?
Well, really and truly, it's something that we are every away game. You know, so we look forward to traveling. It's not a problem. We don't put the journey like a problem to us. You know, it's season. Out season, we do it, so it's something we used to.
Well, last week there was an uproar at Catherine Hall. A lot of fans came out. You said you were there. Talk to me about that atmosphere, and do you wish that there were more matches being played at Catherine Hall?
Well, as we said, you know, Uno said whether it play at home, which is Westport Park, or Catherine Hall, it doesn't matter. We're gonna come out and support our team, so it doesn't matter where we play.
Well, you're here supporting Montego today. You're playing against a very tough Cavalier team. Although some players are missing, they are in year 3rd of the field. Do you think that Montego will come out victorious today?
Well, I think we could come out 2-1 victorious tonight.
And there are a lot of new signings to the team. A lot of things have been happening with Montego Bay United. Who is your favorite signing?
Well, as I said, I don't have a favorite player. I'm a team supporter. So I say I'm looking forward to a good game also from Cavaliers, but I know we'll come out 2-1 victorious tonight.
Okay, well, you heard it from Vincent. Let's see if that actually happens. So back to you, Chris and Dwight.
Yeah, confident in his team's ability.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure although he doesn't mind traveling, he wouldn't mind having more games at
Westbow Park.
Or, as we say, Montego Bay Sports Complex. It was really a good supporting cast the last time out. Really, the fans, they're very vocal and they make a lot of noise. They don't have drummers, but they beat that stand with rhythm.
Which he calls Catherine Hall, of course. Just to clarify, he calls it Catherine Hall. It is in Catherine Hall, but officially called the Montego Bay Sports Complex.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It was good to see the game return there last Monday as well.
Yeah, good to have football in the West. I would go further to say, Dwight, that I hope that they do the improvements needed at Westbow Park, since that is where their official home ground is, so that coverage can take place from there, whether it's their lights or other amenities. If that is going to be their official home ground, then get it up to standard so that your TV coverage can come from there as well. They're getting into the box here. They're playing at Cavaliers' home ground in Stadium East. Armagh Bay United, and so far not doing badly in the first 36 minutes. Some defending needed now. Here's Cavaliers slowing up the play quite a bit, and well, that's ambitious to say the least from Orlando Russell.
Yeah, probably just run out of ideas.
Dwayne Atkinson was asking for it, and he decided to go for the shot instead over the top. And the breeze has died down a lot, so hence those kind of passes working out a little bit better now. Not the breeze not pulling it, carrying it out of play. In fact, you look at the flags, they're static at the moment for the most part.
I thought Jaheim Fraser did well just now. Not Fraser, sorry. Did well, the defender for Cavalier. Fraser
Irvin on that side.
Irvin, yeah.
And McCleary helping out as well. Jerome McCleary, number 27.
Was McCleary
very useful player. Yeah,
McCleary.
very useful player, McCleary. Scored twice already this season. I certainly like him as a player.
Yeah, he's the one who made that defensive play.
Nice
really good play.
Here's Calvin now. Oh, Calvin, that touch. Just way too heavy. Started the season so well, Jamar Calvin. A couple man of the match performances as well. 6 goals on the season, but has hit a bit of a rut. Has lost his confidence a bit up front. And also as other regular starters have come back in, he has been in and out of the starting lineup. Chance! Just wide of the upright.
I was just about to say a goal will make a big difference for him, Calvin, but yeah, an assist just now would have really been good for his confidence. For a moment I felt he got his body position a little bit in the wrong way, but then sorted it out and made a pass just outside to his left.
Russell with the strike, but it was just wide.
Yeah.
You'll have to produce a much better strike than that to test William Ferreira, who
and
has
from
been
that
very
position,
good.
Based on the pass he got and the space he was afforded, at least on target you would have expected.
William Ferreira, the Brazilian number 10, getting deep to collect it, and then has a wherewithal to drive forward as well. Oh, that touch from Hospitalis was disappointing. Coach Dos Santos says, come, let's get on with it. Claps and says, move on.
You get the feeling maybe the fact that he has had to come into this game with somehow some would probably say a B team somewhat. You feel he might just be pleased, Chris, if he even leaves here with a point at that speed. They'll try and win it, you for sure.
We say B team, but Rudolph Speed, when you look at what he has done generally, he's always without a lot of players. He did mention that he had lost players at the end of last season. A lot of players were out injured. King Atkinson and company had gone to Iceland to play, and and he had a lot of schoolboy players in the squad that weren't available because the schoolboy league was being played. But yet he was still getting the results and still getting the job done. I agree, when he had the Caribbean Cup as well, it was a struggle with both competitions, and you saw the effects. But since that, it's been smooth sailing. So I think he's used to playing with varied lineups, I should say.
We always make a mention of it and suggest he's weaker.
Agreed that.
But I did say to him, you know, every time off here we said, every time you come and you say a weak team, you beat the opponent.
He puts up good performances still, so it just shows as I said, the resilience, the depth, the strength of this Cavalier unit, that they certainly buy into the tactics and believe in themselves, their coach and the team. Because no matter where they're deployed, they still come up with good performances. Four wins in his last 5 matches as well. His last match being a draw, which maybe for him might have been disappointing, but wasn't an easy one either. Some defending for them to do. And Ferreira can't beat the first line of defense, which is a wall. Here goes Atkinson now.
That's what he was guilty of in the game against Waterhouse, with those deliveries.
A strike towards the near post from Ferreira, and this is where you're speaking about Golson. I actually thought that Atkinson was fouled before that, looked to play the advantage, and then when there was no advantage and he was tackled after, she didn't give a foul. This is a strike from Ferreira. Probably was going wide, but couldn't. Or maybe it might have been sneaking in. I'm not sure. It's close there.
That's worse hitting the post, I think.
Yeah. So good save from JD White.
There's none of that ball in that. There's none of that ball.
We have seen this so many times this season. The assistant referee not picking that up. Maybe too far.
Cameraman certainly did.
Cavalier clear for now. Ferreira, he's been seeing a lot of the ball so far. Now in the wide areas, usually plays through the middle. Nice touch inside to Fletcher. Correa. White is Brazilian national in Ferreira. Gordon can't really take it under his spell.
Leng wasn't quite sure what was around him there. Could have just allowed that one to run out for a goal kick. But did put his hand up saying no call came.
Correa. Not the best pass. That was smart play. Here go Cavalier. Nice pass inside. Chance! Goal! Orlando Russell with the finish. And just like that, Cavalier hit them on the counter against the run of play, it must be said. And Orlando Russell doubles his tally on the season. Great play from the Antigua national at first. And provided that pass for Russell. It was Jamara Calvin with the initial run. Great burst from their number 7 and played the pass sweetly into the path of Russell, who made no mistake.
I think Calvin really is the art of this happening here. I spoke earlier that an assist or a goal could make the difference. That was the link-up play in the first instance that was put wide by Russell. But Calvin's dummy, and that's what he did in the middle of the park. Attempted as if he was going to get onto the end of it with a header. Didn't, but knew what he was doing. And then the driving run and the awareness to pick out Russell to make that finish. Didn't do it the first time when he had a lot of space, but converted this time around. And that should be a big confidence booster for Calvin as well. And sometimes you don't get the goals, but you're playing well. That was really good from Calvin.
Here's Moby, looking to make amends, out to Wayne Gordon. Well, we spoke about Russell's shooting and how it would have to have been a lot better to beat Ferreira. He found the finish on that occasion. It was closer range for him, but the finish was emphatic, and William Ferreira had no chance. For the first time this season, Cavalier have found a way past Montego United.
Yeah, first encounter ended a goal to nil. But that was on the break, and it is the pace at which, and that's what Cavalier is known for a lot. I mean, when I watched them in the 2021 season, it was about pace. They started the game like a house on fire, looking to undo team with their pace. That was a good break from them, good transitional play, and Calvin was at the heart of it. Pretty much made that one for Russell. Russell, yep, take no credit from nothing away from the finish. Still had a lot of work to do and beat an in-form goalkeeper in Ferreira, William Ferreira.
25 goals now conceded on the season for Montego, and yet they have had the better of the first half, probably in terms of play. And now an opportunity again for Cavalier. Nice overlapping run from McCleary. Likes to get forward. Is more attacking with a shot, McCleary. And he had me chewing my words there, McCleary. Comfortably over the bar in the end, but yeah, likes to drive forward.
And he did have William Ferreira a bit concerned for a moment, until he realized that one was going to go over the top. Montego Bay would work to do. Fourth official in all of this had signaled that 2 minutes would be added on to the end of this, and we're into that second minute.
Disappointing end to the half for Montego United, but we've seen what they can produce in second halves. Last match week, coming back from 2 goals down against Waterhouse, totally outplayed in the first half, and then the second half was something to behold from the home team. Now they're playing away though. Don't necessarily have the same level of support behind them. The 2 minutes have been played of stoppages, and there goes the whistle of Nerissa Golson. So just 1 goal in it so far, and it came in the 44th minute from Orlando Russell against the run of play, and Cavalier, who are looking to strengthen their 3rd place position in the Premier League at the moment, have the lead against a spirited Montego United, who have done good business in the transfer market. Their squad a lot deeper, their play a lot more, well, a lot improved, but yet they can't seem to break down this all-white defense line. At half-time, it's Cavalier 1, Montego Bay United 0. Lots of action on the home of champions, Jamaica Premier League on SportsMax 2. Vere United against Tivoli Gardens, live on Monday at 5 p.m. 6 ECT. And then on SportsMax 2 as well, Arnett Gardens against Harbourview. Well, that should be a blockbuster, live on Monday at 7:30 p.m. 8:30 ECT. Monday Night Football in the Ray & Nephew Jamaica Premier League. Here at the Stadium Eastfield, second match of the evening. Cavalier leading Montego United by a goal to nil. 2-time champions Cavalier, 1980, 81 and 2021. Their 2 titles, coming up against 4-time champions Montego United, and they have so far got the job done in that first half. A goal from Orlando Russell, giving them the lead. The first time they've scored against Montego United this season, after losing back on the 5th of November by a goal to nil. Montego keeping a clean sheet on that day, not to be today. And both teams coming into this fixture in pretty good form. Cavalier unbeaten in 8 match weeks, which is a season record so far this season. and doing well, coming off of a draw last week, but 4 wins in 5, and now with a 1-goal advantage. Neda dos Santos has done good work in the transfer window for Mobay United. A hard-fought draw against Waterhouse last time out, but 2 wins in their last 5 matches have seen them have improved performances, but they'll have a lot of work to do in this second half against a stubborn Cavalier team that might be without a lot of their regular starters. But let me tell you, this squad, they know how to get the job done. Dwight Jeremiah is still here with me, and Dwight, would you be, from a Neda dos Santos perspective, would you be happy with how your team would have performed in the first half, and what kind of notes would you be giving them?
Well, for sure, I don't think it was a bad performance from Montego Bay. It was much better than what they did in their opening half against Waterhouse. And in fact, as you alluded to, probably was against somewhat the runner play, because Mobay was the one pressing more, was the more aggressive of the 2 teams in terms of going forward. But also the fact that they did come back from a 2-goal deficit last week. And that's what helped teams when you're in a league, a competition, that you can draw on past experiences to guide you and to help you. So they won't be flustered. It's only a goal in it, and he would have seen a lot of good things. But what he would want to tell them is to be very mindful in the transitional plays, because Cavalier, they do have speed and they're very direct at times.
Yeah, for sure. Cavalier always dangerous, especially on the counter. Speedy transition team are Cavalier. And it'd be interesting to see how they manage Dwayne Atkinson, who looked like he kind of hobbled off at the end of the first half. Well, there's no hobbling of any sort for Portmore United, who defeated Treasure Beach in the relegation zone by 3-1 and completing a big victory. The top 2 teams getting victories. Mount Pleasant, who led 2-0 at one point before Kimoni Bailey had an own goal against for his former team, Dumble Holding. 2-1 is how that match finished. So both Mount Pleasant and Portmore at the top of the table with the 2 wins. And yeah, 3-2 the win we saw earlier between Malines beating Humble Lion. 1-0 the win for Waterhouse over Limehall. Rivaldo Mitchell yet again, 2 goals in 2 matches for Rivaldo Mitchell. And after coming into the starting lineup, what a revival for him, the former Arnett Gardens and Harbourview player. Spent some time at Malines as well, Rivaldo Mitchell, and that's a big win for Waterhouse, which puts them in the top 6, as you can see there. They leapfrog Dumble Holding, who have been struggling. 3 losses in their last 4 matches for Dumble Holding. Waterhouse now in the top 6, and as you can see, Treasure Beach and Limehall in the relegation. Mobay United sitting 8th with lots of work to do, and Cavalier, even with a win this evening, based on what we have seen, would still leave them in 3rd position, tied on point, yes, with Portmore, but an inferior goal difference.
Well, Montego Bay will get us going in the second half, and as I said, I do expect them to go after this even more than they did in that first half. And like I said, just last Monday, they can draw on that experience that they were 2 goals down and didn't look anything like they did in the first half, and they did come back to get a point against Waterhouse.
I don't think J.D. White liked initially how Ling left that, and probably he got the memo late, J.D. White, but he got there just in time, and maybe Ling was a bit surprised how close it was to the Mobay attacker in the end. Ooh, that's a strong challenge coming in.
And should be a yellow card as well, because it's coming in from behind, and a bit reckless, not sure.
Alex Xavier Gooden goes into the book. We haven't called his name all afternoon, all evening,
which is probably good as a defender. But definitely not going forward a lot, but certainly his main task, probably not under a lot of pressure. And Montego Bay probably didn't target his side.
This is his first start for Cavalier. Gooden.
We know when this number 10 for Montego Bay gets it right, Ferreira, then it can be trouble.
Let's see what he can produce.
The trajectory right.
They need a goal, Mobay United. Got it over the wall initially, but couldn't find a red shirt. And then the chance to clear, not sure.
Yeah,
they were
they
clearing
just
to.
get it out, but they did have an outlet upfield, and the assist man Calvin.
He was on the opposite side of the field. That strike coming in is weak and won't threaten the goal. Cavalier turn it over again. Both teams trying to settle in this second half. Jordan Fletcher. Certainly a very left-sided player. President, the St. Lucian.
Yeah, Fletcher has not been very, I wouldn't say a bad game, but not so effective in that position there. A couple of his passes in that first half didn't hit the targets, but we know he has quality, and in a dead ball situation in and around that Cavalier penalty box could be punished by him.
Yeah, a bit surprised when I saw him listed as the central midfielder, which is where he has been playing. And I'm just wondering if from Anita de Santos' perspective, it was just a need to have him in that starting lineup. And he obviously couldn't have played in the front two. Strike on target. Comes off the chest of Jadine White, and Cavalier do well. Giovanni Ling in with the eventual clearance.
Bailed out by his defenders there because Brown was looking to pounce. The Cavalier defenders did respond very quickly.
That wasn't a really good pass from Owen Gordon on that occasion, but Cavalier can't keep it. They're being pegged back here. Just one player in the attacking half, and here goes Fletcher. This is when he looks most dangerous, Fletcher. Out to President towards the back post, and Gordon was too late in arriving. Now Ferreira, and it was deflected. It was deflected at the near post, but Ling did well yet again to push it out for a corner. That was good defending from Cavaliers number 6.
Yeah, White was in trouble for a moment there when that deflection probably had him in trouble.
He was in big trouble, was Jadine White. And Ling in the right place at the right time. Ferreira again, high and deep.
Yeah, Brown getting on the end of it. Was it
Trimingham?
Trimingham?
Trimingham actually winning the header, but not able to control it.
He does win a lot of headers when he goes forward. Did see him as well. The first chance that Montego Bay created in that game against Waterhouse was him on the end of a Ferreira free kick. So he's one of the targets once they get the dead ball. A situation in and around the opponent's penalty box, he goes forward. And if he decides to go on a drive-in, a run to try and get onto the end of one, good luck to the one who wants to get into his way. He has a big frame. I think that should be a free kick. There was a tug on Dwayne Allen. Caused him to misplace his pass. But Golson deemed that force wasn't enough. Cavalier living dangerously with allowing the ball to bounce into the box. Fletcher always going to be looking to favour that left, even if there's space to the right.
Strike wasted in the end.
And it was Turner. Oh, it would be gracious to see that attempt flying over. Not in a hurry to get this one going. White, a good manager of the game he is, will take his time, and at times even going down, stopping the flow of the opponent. And you'll complain when you're on the opposite side, but you understand it, because given the opportunity, most who complain would do the same. Cavalier just unable to keep the ball for any spell or 3 or 4 passes. Fletcher looking to exploit the half space.
Taken away from by President. A bit of spin on that, but Jadine White negotiates it well. I think that's why he had a smile. The ball just changing direction. And still, Cavalier give it away. Can't keep the ball. So
Speed not pleased with White in terms of the time he takes to distribute.
Under quite a bit of pressure now. President back to Korea. Turner.
Montego Bay irate because they felt that should have been their throw-in.
Good tackle from Brian Brown. No, a veteran in this league, 31 years of age. Even looking at it live, I wasn't sure which way the show should have gone. There was a bit of a double sound though. That's a foul, that's an easy call. Too robust from Triminam, and this is a part he doesn't have. The finesse in terms of the challenges at times. Just didn't need to foul there. He was going nowhere. Was Calvin back to goal, and now he gives Cavalier an opportunity to put a dangerous ball into the box.
But he has the experience, Triminam should know. Back to goal. Did get on the end of that ball. It was played in by
Here goes Gordon. Yeah, Brown and Gordon linking up. Good move by Gordon. Switches the play now to Ferreira. Be slow it down yet again. Their ball retention has been good in the second half.
Cavalier just trying to stay organized, all 11 players behind the ball. Just making it difficult for
Turner, nice delivery into the business area. Can't find a red shirt though. Sometimes these balls put in the box are more hopeful than anything, which is an area of the Jamaica Premier League that I think needs improvement. Sometimes when these players pull wide, they just put it in. They don't really pick a player out, or even how the players position themselves in the box is not the best to me. They don't give enough angles. They don't check their runs to forward. Here is Fletcher on his favoured left foot. Fletcher, and unfortunately for him, it was always going over. Disappointing end to that, because we know what he can do even from distance, Jordan
and I
Fletcher.
think he did create some space for him to execute just now. So yeah, you're disappointed with probably the contact made in the end, but did create the space. And they know he's heavily left-footed and still managed to get to space, so that was good from him. But then the execution didn't come off the way he would have liked. But if he does connect properly, then White could have a lot of work to do. And the longer the game goes on, you feel if the scoreline stays the same, you expect to see him more and more in the attacking third.
Yeah. Although Cavalier never seemed to mind this scoreline. They used to be the kings of 1-0 results. Best defensive record, so they'll be confident in their defensive ability. But as I said, with so many talented attackers, they would be weary of this Mobe team.
Yeah, they know, and Speed did allude to it in his pre-game interview that it's probably, well, the best defense coming up against an informed attack. Scored some 24 goals in their 15 games. They're coming into this one, Montego Bay United. So it's not at the attacking end that they have had the troubles. It's pretty much 22 rather, and conceding 24. But not a bad return for 15 games. That's a good save there from Ferreira. I mean, Russell beat the offside trap. Then a ball, lovely ball played over the top from the Cavalier, and Russell was on the end of it. Came under a lot of pressure from the defenders, but did get the shot off. Ferreira equal to the task.
Yeah, Cavalier had nothing going so far in the second half, and just like that, a real opportunity for Russell, who is the goal scorer. And yeah, probably should have asked more of Ferreira. Too central with the strike, but yeah, definitely beat the offside trap, and that was good work from him. And rightfully the flag stayed down, but here go Mobe yet again. Good defending by Leng, showing his strength. Goal kick the decision. Well, that's a bit of a surprise. Leng knows it. That should have been a corner.
I thought so as well.
That was a definite corner there. Yeah. And
Brown is bemused.
Brown can't believe it. Good strength from Leng to hold off Brown, but it was clear that Leng towed the ball
in the
out.
end, because Brown was seeming as if he was getting the advantage, and the assistant or near side was in position, still didn't make the call. Well, 3 female officials on this one. Golson Central, she might have, I don't know if she's going to say unsighted, but she was in a decent position, I feel.
Yeah, her first assistant didn't give her much help in Mojali Gale, both FIFA officials, but yeah, even the best get them wrong from time to time.
It's easy to say when you're, or accept rather, when you're perched here, like myself in the commentary box. So I've been on the sidelines, and it's not so easy.
It is
to
annoying.
Because
it is annoying.
Yeah, and it's in the final third.
But as you say, just as though players can have some real frustrating misses and unbelievable plays at times. It's the same with officials who really only have one look at it. And with a lot of moving parts.
Yeah, that's true, but when I'm on the sideline, I don't really see it that way, especially when it's that blatant. I felt it was clear, and that call should have been made.
Yeah. As you would say, it's clear to you on the sideline as the coach.
Yeah, but
not to the official who is on the park. It's the same we off the line.
But there's one on the sideline as well, another official like myself that would be on the sideline, and she needs to make the call as well.
Yeah.
I can understand when it's a touch and go, and it's like the throw-in that took place here, and Mobe was irate. I mean, yes, you said you did hear 2 sound, but it was a contact and it was so close.
I will leave this with you. When a player, a forward on the line, has a ball to tap in and misses, you would say that was a blatant goal. How is that possible to be missed? But it happens.
It does happen.
Yeah. So I leave you with that.
I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm saying easier to accept when you're sitting here.
Well, of course, once you're not the one involved, it's definitely easier to accept. For sure. What I will say is that you certainly don't want to see it repeated.
No, not at all.
And that is when you question other things, when there are constant mistakes like that. For example, if a striker is constantly missing those, he's going to be off or lose his place. Anyhow, here, that's a yellow card for sure from Turner. Well, what is happening there? You've got to be joking there, Mr. Golson. That has got to be a yellow card.
There goes your thing now. You said, especially when it happens repeatedly. Well, there goes a blatant foot again.
And we've seen 2 or 3 of those now. That's ridiculous.
Well, she didn't take too long to help me with my point.
And this again is game management. You spoke about that at the start. That has been your struggle. No, that
definitely is.
I mean, I'm telling you, it's not a Jamar Calvin style for him to totally turn his body.
No, but we can see that. There was enough force to cause him to lose that ball.
And there was enough visibility to see his whole body turn.
Just like the corner before that.
Yeah, that's a poor call on that occasion. Turner gets away with it.
Fletcher disappointed with Turner, who played the pass but had no desire to create the overload with the overlapping run.
Into the area. That's going to be a foul. Climbing all over McCleary. Courtney Allen there, guilty of the challenge. Oh, nice skill from Calvin, but doesn't get away. Trimmingham recovers well. So all of that skill not getting him anywhere. Here is Allen.
He won't be daunted by that. He'll do it again because the first skill, the real skill he executed in this game resulted in a goal being created.
Hospital is not bad.
Yeah, White was beaten.
White came and left it. Wayne Gordon, who's been playing rather wide in the second half. Now the strike. Ooh, that wasn't far away either.
And White again, I feel, was beaten. He just had a quick glance there. Wasn't going to get across in time.
Ferreira with the strike. Jaden White with quite a bit to say. And based on how it puffed, the dust puffed up a while ago, I don't think it was far off from the upright from Ferreira. McCleary with a missed touch. Will be a chance to come at Cavalier yet again.
Just not being able to carve out any clear-cut opportunities.
Nice pass from
Montego Bay.
Calvin's pass wasn't the best, but no, he has a chance. He's overrun it though. Calvin and Ferreira does well.
Not a good save from Ferreira. And if Montego Bay were to leave here with something, they'll have him to thank for it, because did have a save from Russell when he beat the offside trap earlier in this second half. And now from Calvin again, another chance saved.
Yeah, Calvin's second touch was just a little bit too heavy, so it gave Ferreira more of an opportunity, I think, to close him down.
And he did leave his line early too as well, so
he has lots of pace,
him.
does Calvin. Oh yeah, that heavy touch asked too much of him. Irvin. Bit of a shallow delivery back to Atkinson. Well over the top.
Yeah, closed down by two on-rushing Montego Bay United player.
Just one goal on the season for Dwayne Atkinson since his return.
And Turner, who was not showing any attacking intent, will be taken out.
Johan Weatherly,
who did come on and did well in that game against
Waterhouse in the wide
playing
areas.
out wide, yeah.
So the captain is off.
So that's an attacking
on Weatherly
change for Montego Bay.
Yeah, I like that kind of positivity from the Santos, the coach.
Substitution in the 66th minute.
Let's see if Weatherly will get busy on this right side.
Player number 9, Johan Weatherly, replacing number
He and
20,
Allen will be looking to link up.
Turner.
Here goes the other busy in Atkinson.
Trimmingham being firm there.
Off goes Ferreira. Nice change of play. Weatherly will get his first touch. Well, that was hopeful.
Yeah, I don't think he should have gone outside.
McCleary does well. Atkinson is deep. Well, there were concerns about Atkinson and his fitness or the injury concerns. Well, he's shaken them off.
Did take a painkiller, I saw.
Yeah,
so
it's working. That pass is not going to find the target though, but Atkinson covering a lot of ground. Driving forward is Mobe yet again. Gordon inside to Brown. Brown looking back for Gordon. Can't find him.
Pressing Mobe, but just unable to create clear-cut chances. That's the thing. Bossing possession, you feel Cavalier playing more on the counter in transition. Montego Bay, though, with 9 players behind the ball, finding it difficult to penetrate, find the gaps.
Ferreira wide. Finds Weatherly. Gordon over the top. That's a tough ball for Fletcher. No call from Nerissa Golson yet again. And I think that Jordan Fletcher, what he actually did, he knew what he was doing. I think he halved his body by bending over and forced McCleary off the ground and an awkward fall. I actually think that's a foul by Jordan Fletcher because it wasn't inadvertent.
I knew probably that he wasn't going to get to the ball, but
yeah,
Montego Bay United, they get a corner.
Yeah, and an exciting play for them. Corner to Mobe towards the near post, and Jordan Fletcher got a touch, but it wasn't enough. Here they come again with Weatherly. Weatherly, nice delivery towards the back post, and no red shirt really attacking the back post. They were actually pretty wide and wasted opportunities. Well, a man who knows all about opportunities is with Janae in the stands, former Harborview star Lovell Palmer.
You're definitely right, Chris. This is a man with much experience under his belt. Lovell, how are you doing? You're in hiding, but I took you out of the hiding spot. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm good. I've been in hibernation like the bear, you know. But it's good to be out and watching and supporting the local Premier League, you know. When I played, I wanted people to come out and support me, so I feel like I owe it to the youths them to come out and show some love.
Definitely. Well, you've played in the Jamaica Premier League, MLS, CFU, as in the accolades can go on and on and on and on. So if you were supposed to give a piece of advice to the footballers that are watching this match today in terms of getting ready to get to that stage, what would it be?
Love and respect the game. When you love and respect the game, it will love and respect you and it will give back to you. You know, the football gods never lie. Yes, so just love the game, and if you love, it's just like you love yourself, you love your family, you will do right by them,
yeah.
You know. So loving the game means going to practice on time, you know, being disciplined, you know, doing everything that the professionals do, because consider yourself a professional.
Well, it is a
you know,
professional,
it is a professional
yeah.
league, you know. Don't just wait until you reach foreign to say, oh, yeah, I'm a professional.
That's not the end and it's on.
Yes, you know, just always have that professional mindset. You know, and as I said, love the game and the game will love you and give back to you because the football gods are real.
Well, we talk about the JPL, and the last time we saw you on the pitch was in 2021 playing for Harborview, but right now your team is struggling. So they have a match to play against Arnett tomorrow, and if you have any advice to give those boys going against Arnett that is high up in the table and they need those 3 points, what piece of advice would you give them?
Rise to the occasion. Ain't no bigger occasion than that. When I playing in Arnett and Waterhouse was two of my favorite places to play because there's no better feeling than silencing the fans in the jungle.
Yes.
You know, because the junglists, them, yeah, they love the game and they're some of the most passionate fans, you know. So whenever time you can take the fans out the game, you know, you give yourself a better chance. So yeah, rise to the occasion. We are the star of the East. We rise from the East, so do the right thing, yeah?
And if we talk about the league when you were playing versus it now, what are some of the improvements that you like and what are some of the things that you would love to see?
I love SportsMax broadcasting every single game, you know. It is highlighting the talent of the players, not just in Jamaica, you know, but throughout the Caribbean. And I mean, I'm not sure if it shows in the States, but I remember when I came back, well, through the SportsMax app, you can watch it in the States, right?
Yes.
So
download it now.
So that is big, you know. So now you're selling yourself every single time you play. Scouts don't have to come here anymore.
Yes.
They can just download the SportsMax app and tune in, you know. Players, as I said, just give it your best, you know, just show your best self every single day because you never know who is watching.
Definitely. Well, thank you, Lovell. And on your Home of Champions, download the app today. We have lots of JPL football in store. Monday Night Football is tomorrow. But Chris and Dwight, I know we have a lot of football, a little bit of football to watch. So back to you.
A lot of football if you're Mobe United.
With
its
some 19 minutes or so,
yes,
18 minutes to go. So still a lot of time and it's only a goal.
But download the SportsMax app today from your Google Play or the Apple App Store and watch the sporting content. Follow the Jamaica Premier League as well as cricket and all the other sports on it. WTA tennis, Carbo Cup, horse racing, motor racing, field hockey. cricket, lovely cricket. Did I say that already? Maybe I'm still excited by the West Indies win today. Dwight Jeremiah. But yeah, lovely advice, great interview, great talking with Lavelle Palmer, and a player who has gone overseas, has experience in many places, and some real sound advice. Respect the game and it will respect you. Well, not sure about the amount of respect shown there by Cavalier in terms of putting the pressure on the Mobe back line, but the shot is over the top from Calvin.
And he did well to get an opportunity there to shoot, because they were outnumbered. There were numbers down. Cavalier, they had 2 players, Mobe 3 back, still got away a shot.
Here's McCleary getting into the area as well. Good skill from McCleary. Runs out of options. For a moment
there, Fletcher thought about engaging him, but realized he was in the box and just decided that he was second best from behind and didn't bother.
Ferreira spreading the ball well. Ferreira's had a good game too. On the ball a lot. Passing really well. Not easy to get the ball off of him, and that's a foul. But yeah, I like the words of Lavelle Palmer. As he said, the football gods are watching. And when you talk to a lot of the scouts from overseas, they say that when they come to Jamaica, they never worry about talent. They worry about work ethic, discipline. And that's one of the things that we have to ensure as Caribbean players, that we have that in the locker. You don't need a coach to get you fit or to get your physical levels really high. Work ethic, those kind of things, it's intrinsic, and you're responsible for that. So yeah, get those things together, have the right attitude, on-time training, those things he mentioned. As a professional, that's just something you shouldn't even have to think about. It should just be a given, but unfortunately we struggle with those areas, and sound advice from a man who has done it here and done it overseas as well.
Yeah, certainly the case, and a good lad to talk to all the time. Someone I've had many conversations with, always positive and always looking to guide youngsters around him. So yeah, good to hear from him, good to see him as well. Maybe our review could take some of his performances in the past to help them tomorrow.
Here's Fletcher over the top. Not a bad pass, you know, but a little bit high, and Brown couldn't take it down. Jadine White running the clock a bit. Ronaldo Robinson is on for Orlando Russell, the goal scorer. Another player who has played at Harbourview too, Ronaldo Robinson. Played at Kingston College with Dwayne Atkinson.
Yeah.
When they're in high school.
Always remember him for that goal he scored. It was in the Champions Cup.
Yes. Talented left foot, Robinson.
And that one he scored with the right. And did win the goal of the season that year. Montego Bay just looking to win a point here at the moment, because with this scoreline they're leaving here with nothing.
Weatherly, not a bad delivery towards the back post, finds Gordon. Gordon dangerous in these kind of areas, but he's crowded out, and Giovanni Ling puts in the tackle yet again. Ling has been a standout defender in that Cavalier back line.
I tell you what, with the bodies there, Gordon just couldn't find an opening, hesitated about 2 or 3 times trying to find a slight opening to pull the trigger. In the end, that didn't materialize, and Ferreira could not execute the spectacular.
Here goes Allen, always full of energy, playing against his former team.
Now it's going to be difficult dribbling here, because Cavalier, they just have so many numbers behind the ball, so you get past 2 and you run into 3 or 4.
Very dedicated defensive unit. That's why they have the best defensive record, Cavalier. Just 9 goals they've conceded all season. This is their 16th game.
It's not new to them, because when they won the title, they went on I think it was well over 340 odd minutes without conceding.
Won that title, of course, in 2021 in the shortened season. It was just 10 games in the preliminary round.
Won it on penalty that day. I think it was against Waterhouse.
Yes. Another final that Waterhouse got to and didn't execute.
Lost
7
their
times.
captain in that game for the red card early, but did well to fight and take it to penalties. Penalties almost taken in the dark.
Just their 2nd title, Cavalier. They lost in the final last season to Mount Pleasant. Looking to do one better this year. They've had a solid season so far, and you like to think that when those other players return, if they do that, they have the kind of unit that can go all the way. Especially with the game time that's been given to some of the fringe players, and they have been making the most of it and still getting victories as that ball is cleared. 12 minutes to go. Mobay still press, and I think Cavalier have decided that they will look to go on the counter, if anything. Lots of players, as I said, behind the ball. 10 of their 11 behind the ball.
Yeah, only Calvin up top as the outlet.
Gordon to Allen. Good work from Gadale Irvin, the captain. Ferreira gets that wrong. Jean Claudio Ferreira. That pass was inaccurate, but I think generally he's had a good game. He's played very well in the middle of the park and has been exactly what a central midfielder should. Ball retention, good spreading the ball left and right. Has good touch, good control, pretty good vision. And a good exponent of the dead ball. Here goes Calvin, pull wide. Goes towards the flag. Might be a little bit early for that. Marissa Golson says through.
Yeah.
Is that a through or corner?
Did hit the corner flag, so which side of it did it go? Golson is saying corner kick, is it?
She initially said through. I think the decision has been corner now, based on how the players are setting up. Yeah, I think it's going to be a corner. She obviously got some further advice. Atkinson towards the near post, flicked on. Nice flick on headed from McCleary. And it will be out for another corner for Cavalier. They won't mind keeping it on this side of the park. They have the advantage. Atkinson, this one is a deeper delivery, under pressure. McCleary inside, and Allen leaning back, and that goes over the bar comfortably in the end.
Yeah, it was difficult for him because he was trying to dig it out from under his feet, and so in the end he got under it based on where the ball was positioned when he wanted to execute that shot.
He did dig it out.
Yeah, dig it too high.
Ball across the area, wasted.
That has just been the case from Mobay, and at the back.
Can't really remember them creating
no clear-cut chances, yeah. You know. So, I mean, Lang has really done well.
Yes, I think he has been the best of the defense line.
Yeah, has been there, but Lang has.
Lang with a few very important interceptions, especially at the start of the second half.
I think when he took a deflection, and then he had to get onto the end of it. Correct. Because White was beaten, was stranded rather.
Yeah, a couple critical ones just as the second half got going. I mean, he was ever present in the first half too, but the telling blocks came in the second half. Fletcher probably needs to get forward. I think he's playing too deep and in and out of the game. It's a dangerous challenge from Atkinson, but he gets away with it, surprisingly so. From behind.
Yeah, got the ball from behind, so.
You always think when you challenge from behind like that, you must have gotten the player first.
And Fletcher is suggesting
still down. I think he got some of the Achilles of Fletcher. Chance from Obey. It's blocked. Blocked by Dwayne Allen, who is driving forward. No, the pass is inaccurate. Now Mobe earned the free kick and Ferreira is down. Fletcher is still down.
Yeah, Ferreira had a bad touch, then reaching for it. But I think at the time that was late. Ferreira setting himself up, picked himself up, and is getting ready to execute this free kick, but Fletcher is requiring extensive treatment.
That's a foul.
Yeah, that's a foul for sure.
There is no way.
He went through Fletcher to get to the ball. But like we were saying, and I said he came from behind, so...
Dwight Jeremiah, I just can't understand but remember, with the assistant referee.
But that's
right
what I
there.
was saying earlier when I was saying to you, and those things are too clear, too blatant to miss, and it started, our discussion was with the corner kick.
Look at Fletcher. I mean, both feet were taken from him.
And how it has repeated itself throughout. And like I said, it's nothing personal, it's just that I feel for a lot of times Gosen misses these calls, and so it affects the game management because players tend to feel like they get no justice and they seek to take the justice in their own hand. Not saying they should, but then the game gets out of hand.
I will go further than that. That's a yellow card for Atkinson.
Yeah, because it was in the area of the park where it was to, and you'd say it's stopping a promising attack.
And not only that, it's a sliding challenge from behind, so legs taken out.
So compounded by the fact that not even a whistle went.
But I want to tell you, if I was an assessor as well, I'll be coming down hard on Moseley Gale. Because it's right in her sector, as you would say.
And there was no flag.
And there was no flag. That is ridiculous. And it's not a case where the visibility is obscured because everything is happening in front of her. As we see changes being made, Atkinson has finally succumbed to that leg injury from the first half. And he goes
Jaheim
out.
Fraser.
Jaheim Fraser, comes in. Talented wide player as well. Defending now for Cavalier, who get that away. And off goes Robinson. Look at the pace of Robinson there. Wow. Robinson driving all the way with the, oh no, and the pass was disappointing from Robinson. And well, that tells you about the career of Ronaldo Robinson so far. He has so much talent, so many assets. But that final decision, that final execution is a real part of his game that needs to improve.
I think, has so much pace to his game, but
he has pace. He has
if you have all that pace, but you with that pace, you get there, and you look at that play, and it's a frustrating one.
He ran 60, 60 meters there.
A pass away from no one.
Chance on the edge. Correa with a strike, just wide. It looked like a double connection. Corner is a call.
Yeah.
Amazing that
White was currying.
Yeah. Still managed to maintain the pace, the shot.
Mobe will feel they deserve something from this game.
Weatherly towards the back post. Real opportunity. And maybe Brian Brown needed to be a little braver on the back post. I think that's what his teammates are saying to him, and he's saying, what, you wanted me to go into the post?
Yeah, Brown, Trimmingham.
I think he needed to be a little bit braver there. The SportsMax app moment, brought to you by the SportsMax app. And it's the goal. The initial skill from Jamar Calvin. And just look at how he played in Russell. Russell running across him, and a good finish pass. Ferreira could do nothing about that, but it was made by Calvin and finished by Russell for his second of the season. And that came in the 44th minute, in the dying stages of the first half. And a big moment, yeah, Ferreira just couldn't do anything about that. The SportsMax app brought to you by the SportsMax app moment. Brought to you by the SportsMax app. Download it now from the Google Play Store or your Apple App Store. And that's been the game-changing moment so far in terms of goal scoring. Oh, not a nice challenge from Fletcher. Fletcher will go into the book.
Maybe that's a case of taking matters in his own hand, seeking his own justice.
Yeah,
and that's what I was talking about. You know,
that's how it gets out of hand, because then he says to himself before, look at the challenge on me. You said nothing,
and that's what I talk about. Those things affect the game management, and it gets out of hand. So
totally agree.
Yeah,
totally agree. Just think sometimes there's a hesitation. You can almost see like the whistle was going to go, but then there's a hesitation, and then once you do that, you end up not making the call, and it looks a bit scrappy.
So maybe she's overthinking.
Yeah. Free kick now to Mobe yet again. Shamar Watson. That kick taken from a totally different area of the field too. Anyhow, Allen has tremendous pace. Pass is off though. Mobe have to scurry now because there isn't much time left. Yeah, just about a minute to go.
They're going to see to get some fresh legs out there.
Who is your man of the match, Dwight Jeremiah?
You know, I have players in the back line for Cavalier. I also like the work of Calvin in this game, but Leng has been good at the back for them, and the fact that Montego Bay has been starved of any opening, any possession. So while numbers are behind the ball, you have to be in the right position, and Leng has to provide leadership as well.
Especially with his regular members out. No King, no Ming.
Yeah, so that
Leng is a senior man.
Was good.
Over the top.
Calvin has been good as well too.
Here's Robinson. This is too close to the keeper for Calvin. Yeah, I think Calvin has put in a decent shift and played the pass for the goal. Probably should have done better with a couple of finishes.
But I think Leng
from start to finish.
Yeah,
and especially with a clean sheet beckoning. Here is Ferreira looking to change that stat, and this time it's Irvin who is in place. Seconds to go plus stoppages. And again, it looks as if Rudolph Speed, with
5 minutes has been
with a thinned squad, is going to complete yet another miracle with this lineup. 5 minutes to be added, minimum, from the fourth official. And a change is being made. Brian Brown is taken out, and on comes Shamor Smith. Brown unable to add to his 4 goals of the season. Did put in a good shift as he usually does, but never really got in the kind of areas that you'd want to see him. Trimmingham out wide. Here goes a substitute Smith. Pacey, but fouls about 2 players en route.
Santos didn't like that. It wasn't deliberate as well, but he did cause the player to go down, just trying to get around, clip the heel.
Trampled all over Fraser. He was a bit too eager, Smith. It's almost like you riled him up in a pin and then you just let him loose.
He was just trying to get around him and inadvertently just clip the heel.
That's the kind of energy, though, you want to see coming off the bench, that kind of desire.
Yeah, just want to be matched with quality, you know?
Yeah. Long clearance. Gooden under pressure. Oh, he's showing good strength there, the teenager. Oh, very well done by Alexavier Gooden. Denies Weatherly. Nice touch from Calvin, who wins a free kick. And Cavalier will run the clock yet again.
Doing so even with substitutions coming late.
Calvin signals to the bench that he will need a change.
And his number has come up on the fourth official's board. But Speed asking for them to wait because a player is down, so maybe he's looking whether or not that player...
It was Calvin who was down. It's Calvin who's the player's down, so it's fine.
Oh, yeah, okay, so his number has come up.
Yeah. And Ellis is going to be brought on, Matthew Ellis.
Yeah, Calvin had to do a different type of work in the second half. Was the lone man up front, was the outlet for them. So you would suspect at this stage of the game would have done his bit, but would have covered a lot of mileage.
Free kick for Cavalier.
Substitution completed in 90 plus 3.
Chance to run the clock, chance to get players forward, chance to put a ball in a dangerous area yet again. It's high, it's not going to find a white shirt. Not initially, at least. Fraser holding it up. Oh, looks to juggle the ball on the line as well. Fraser. That it's told out, but looked as if it was a Cavalier through initially. But
I thought.
Yeah, it goes to Mobe. That looked like it was cleared by Courtney Allen anyhow. Fraser doesn't argue much. And McCleary, another player who's put in a good shift.
decent game, I was
very decent. Yeah, very good game. He's a consistent player, McCleary.
So I tell you what, pretty much across the back line there, you could pick one of those, you know.
McCleary actually playing in the midfield role, but his engine is so good, McCleary. He's willing to get back and put in the defensive shift. He actually was supposed to, or is listed to start the game as an attacking midfielder, but very aware, it must be said. Mobe driving into the area. Loud call, Nerissa Golson doesn't pay it any mind.
It was in the box as well.
Yeah, and it looked clumsy.
It did. And is it in any way similar to a call we made, or she made, with the substitute coming on from Mobe that we talk about Smith being,
yeah,
it's a little bit
too much.
Oh,
good skill from Fletcher.
Something for the Mobe fans
Here
to cheer
goes Smith.
about.
They don't have time for that though. They need to get the ball into the 18-yard box. It's not about the highlight reel, it's about getting goals. And now they have to do further defending. Watson, oh, that pass disappointing. There goes Watson. Yeah, he's heading there again. Then throws it through the salad of Trimingham. And Nerissa Golson says that's all she wrote.
Didn't get a chance to look back at that penalty call.
Ronaldo Robinson came on as a substitute. Had a moment. Couldn't add to the scoreline, but it doesn't matter now because Cavalier get the win. And yet another clean sheet. 5 wins in 6 matches for Cavalier. Undefeated in 9 match weeks. What a performance from Rudolph Speed and his unit. And they get another big 3 points. And Mobe United, the travelling team, put up a good fight, had a few half chances as well, but just couldn't dent the back line of Cavalier, who support the fact of them being the best defensive team in the league this season. It finishes Cavalier 1, Mobe United 0 on the back of an Orlando Russell 44th minute strike. Nerissa Golson, the lady with the whistle in charge. Cavalier in their full white driving forward. Dwayne Atkinson with a weak attempt, and this one was better from Gadale Irving, bouncing just in front of Ferreira, who did well to push it wide. Mobe They look pretty solid in how they built the plays through Jean-Claudio Ferreira, but they didn't really straighten the back line of Cavalier enough. This was Hospitalis into the box, towards the back post, and on top of the goal as Jadine White was scurrying backwards. But yeah, Orlando Russell had a couple of attempts before his initial goal, which was this moment, made by Jamar Calvin. Good skill to get around the two defensive midfielders and then just waiting that pass perfectly into Orlando Russell, who this time on his third attempt had a clinical strike into the far post for his second of the season. And love how he kept his eye on the ball right throughout. Did Orlando Russell, who scored some important goals last season for this Cavalier team as well. And William Ferreira was beaten after 44 minutes. 1-0. Atkinson over the top. Russell should have done better here. The first touch off the head kind of pulled him wide. It was a good strike, but it wasn't going to beat William Ferreira. Then Mobe, the ball away from Leng. Correa with a shot. Deflected but wide. It was a solid defensive display from Cavalier. Another 1-0 result. They seem to be the king of those. And they complete a victory and a big 3 points. And no surprise that our man of the match is a man from that defense line, Giovanni Leng. He's with Dwight Jeremiah.
Leng.
Yo, easy now, you.
Leng, another good defensive display from Cavalier without one of your partners in defense. Ming, how difficult was it for you to organize them tonight?
It was difficult, because, we have enough defenders that can step up, and today you can see Cadet beside of me, the youngster Gooden, and Irvin as well as myself, and we kept it today.
Was it a bit easier than you expected coming into this one against Montego Bay with all the recruits and the experience they have up front? Because
easy, no, because there's a lot of experience striker, Turkleman, Brian Brown, but we dealt with it, and it was a good game today.
So how pleasing is it for you, too, the fact that you have a lot of your regular teammates out and getting the win tonight?
It just shows you that the quality of the club. Every player, when they get the chance, to step up, and without 9 players, we still got the job done.
Well, you showed a lot of quality tonight. All the best. Yeah.
Thank you.
So there you have it, our player of the game, Leng, who didn't give Montego Bay a lot of clear-cut opportunities. I think you had a decent game from open play, just that not a lot of clear-cut chances tonight.
Yes, we control, the ball possession. I don't know the numbers you should know, but got to be big difference. But our last pass, we failed in our last pass, so we could not create real opportunities. And the defenders of Cavalier did a good job, so this was the problem. We need to work on it.
We saw some improvement as well from the last performance, where you weren't easy to get at in terms of Cavalier getting at your back four. A lot of work being done in that area. That must be pleasing for you as well.
Oh, yes, but not completely, because even the goal we conceded was in a counter that we should have stopped at the middle. But we can see improvement, but we have improved even more, because it's not only enough to have control of the game, as we had, but we need to create proper chances in the middle of the box, where the chances are really dangerous.
Well, Coach, yeah, a lot to work on, but good performance.
Thanks a lot.
All right, there you have it. The Santos was beaten tonight by Cavalier, and pretty much it was a game that Cavalier played in transition, so to speak. Some of the better chances for your team was on the break, and the transitional play were quite quick and direct.
Yeah, for the first about 25 minutes, it was like trying to catch her in. They were slick. But we made an adjustment, went back to our old formation that we used to. And then we just decided to play them with the 3 at the top, with direct, and it paid off.
Defensively, the discipline of the team, because while we singled out Leng as the player of the game, collectively as a unit, your team got behind the ball with numbers and were in good positions as well.
Yeah, it's something that we have been practicing. If you notice, the last 9 games now, we have been unbeaten. We have only conceded 2. One of them was our own goal. So it's something that we work on because, as you know, defense, they say win championship, offense win matches. I thought Montego Bay was very good though. But, I mean, we're not the best defensive team in the league for nothing. We can defend if we have to.
And finally, just pleasing for you, though, with all the changes, still manage to do it the Cavalier way and come away with a victory.
Yeah, as I've always said before, it's not so much the players, it's more the system that we play. And Montego Bay allowed us to play what we wanted to do, hit them on the break, set quickly before they could organize their attack, and that helped a lot.
Well, your team is showing real signs that they could be a threat and probably a big contender for the title.
All right.
All the best.
Thank you.
A smile from Rudolph Speed. Yeah, big victory for them. And this is how the match week 16 is looking. Portmore with a 3-1 win over Treasure Beach. Mount Pleasant, the champions, a 2-1 win against Dunville Holding. Big victory for the top two there. Malines with a big victory as well because they extend the gap between themselves and the relegation zone. 3-2 over Humberland in our first game. Waterhouse, the 1-0 win over Lime Hall on the back of a Rivaldo Mitchell strike. And then Cavalier, thanks to Orlando Russell, with the 1-0 win over the travelling Mobay United team. Improving, but still some work to do. Two big matches coming up tomorrow as well at the Tony Spalding Sports Complex in Arnett Gals. That's how the table looks. Mount Pleasant 35 points on top, 11 wins from 16. Portmore in second, the 2 automatic spots, and then the top 6 are completed by Cavalier, Arnett, Tivoli and Waterhouse. Of course, Arnett and Tivoli, they will be in action in their respective matches tomorrow. Of course, the top 6 qualify for the playoffs. Treasure Beach and Lime Hall still in the relegation zone, and as you can see now, Lines extending the gap for safety to 7 points, and that's a big deal for them, and more work and problems for Treasure Beach and Lime Hall, who are both at the losing end of things today. Mobay United, they drop 1 place. They're overtaken by Veer United, and they slip into 9th. Mobay United. Well, that's the action from the Stadium East field here on the grounds of the National Stadium. Cavalier, the 2-time champions, do the 1-0 win over Mobay United in the Ray and Nephew Jamaica Premier League match week 16.